Good morning, special good morning quickly to Zach, who's first in with a message this morning. You're very quick this morning, I must say, Zach. Bang on, you're there, straight after the news. Zach's in Australia. Fortunately, nowhere near the flooded zone. I was just listening carefully to the news there that from FSN just before I came on. And when they say that the floodwater is like 9.2 metres, I don't think I was under the impression that was the height of the water where, for example, it's overrun the river and like from ground level there it's 9.2 metres, but it's not, is it? It's 9.2 metres from the bottom of the riverbed. Have I got that right? Maybe someone can tell me that. When they say the flood water is, say for example it's 10 metres, right? Is that 10 metres from like ground level, or I think it's more the case that it's 10 metres from the bottom of the river. So at ground level it might only be 3 metres. Do you see what I mean? I'm very, very confused. I know nothing about these things. Good morning to you. My name's Chris Reardon. This is United Kingdom Talk on United Kingdom Radio. You may be watching a recording of this or watching us live. You can tell that by having a quick look at your clock and verifying that it is January the 6th, a Thursday morning, 2011, and it's just coming up to 7 minutes past 11 in the morning. If that's the time where you are now, then you are indeed with us live. A very good morning to you. If it's any other time, then you're watching or listening to a recording, okay? Good morning to Mike Cullen, who's with us this morning. Mike, heard your first show on, I was going to say our sister, are we sisters? Not you and me, obviously. There was a new radio station, boys and girls. You Love It, We Play It Radio. Okay? Lots of enthusiasts have got together to bring you this brand new service. You Love It, You Play It Radio. Mike Cullen is doing a music and chat show that I was trying to listen on the car on the way. Now, what day was it? Was it Sunday or Monday? Monday night. That was it. I was listening on the way to work on Monday night to Mike, and nice little show you got there, Mike. I got a bit of buffering on the way there. I'm not quite sure why that is. It might be because it's a bit of a higher bit rate than we send out here on United Kingdom Radio, but of course you have to because it's music. So nice little show. Thank you very much for that, Mike Cullen. Now on You Love It, We Play It Radio. Do you have a strap line? Not a strap on, dear. A strap line. Do pay attention. Do you have a strap line for the station, I wonder? Can someone tell that? Mike Cullen, You Love It, We Play It Radio on Monday nights, I think, at 8 o'clock. Someone tell me, is there a strap line for the station? You know, some of these stations have got strap lines, haven't they? Have a little look at that, boys and girls. Lots of presenters there that you won't have heard here on United Kingdom Radio, and indeed some that you have. Once again, You Love It, We Play It Radio. What's the... Actually, shall I give you the website? Let's have a quick look here. I think it's a .co.uk. Let me just check. Oh, it's a .com. Oh, they've got a .com. Oh, they've got a .com. A .com, dear. I mean, that's better than us. You Love It, We Play It Radio.com is the address. Can we call ourselves sister stations? Would that be all right? Because we're going to become quite closely tied up with that little lot there. They're having a little bit of a problem with their emails at the moment, but that'll be sorted out eventually. Yes, can I call you our sister station? I don't know if Terry's with us there. I don't know. Thank you. There we are. You Love It, We Play It Radio. Hello, Mike. Zach says, I think because the footage we get is of the waters going up as high as rooftops. This is in Queensland in Australia, where they've got the flooding at the moment. Well, if it's as high as the rooftops, that's not 10 metres, is it? It's more likely 3-4 metres, would you say? So I reckon when they say the flood waters are at 10 metres, that is actually from the bottom of the river. So you've got from the bottom of the river to the top of the river, which is ground level, and then ground level to the top of whatever the house is. So I reckon when they say the flood water is at 10 metres, it must be from the bottom of the river. Would you agree on that, Zach? I'm sure you have. By the way, Zach, it's only a week. At this time next week, I will have touched down, not touched up, do pay attention. Don't muck up your own jokes while I'm doing my show, if you please. Eh? I will have touched down in Sydney, I think around about 6 o'clock in the morning. It's an early old morning. Now, do you know what I do whenever I go to Australia now? I always start in Sydney. I touch down, okay? I get a little one of those minibus. What do you call them? Minibus, not a minibus. Shuttle. An airport shuttle. Listen, boys and girls. Whenever you go on holiday, do not get a cab. Okay? Never get a cab. Get an airport shuttle. They're like little minibuses. They can be a bit cramped because they tend to fill them up. All right? They're usually driven by people who can't speak English. In Australia, it seems to be the Italians that drive all these minibuses. I don't know why that is. These airport shuttle services. Definitely. It's the Italians, and they do it very well. Lovely people. But they pack you onto these tiny little minibuses. God knows how the thing ever moves. Because it's so weighed down. Especially with my extra bulk this year. Because I'm about a stone heavier than I was last year. Okay? I mean, it's true. I didn't have, until this morning, I didn't have a New Year's resolution. And then I was listening to Stacey White's show. Now, Stacey White, he's in Oklahoma, USA. He's a cop. He's in charge of one of the police forces there. He does do a show here on United Kingdom Radio. And he is on Sunday nights live at 6 p.m. UK time. Now, if you can't be with him at that time, always feel free to download the podcasts. The podcasts for all of our shows here on United Kingdom Radio, you can find at unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. All right, unitedkingdomradio.co.uk. You look for stay just at the top there, download podcasts, and they're all free, okay? Stacey was talking about things he wants to do next year, and I suddenly realised I have no New Year's resolution. None at all. So I have decided, I don't want to set something. I don't want to set something and then it not be achievable. So I've decided two things. Number one, I must lose a stone in weight between now and, or do I need to set a date? Do I need to set a date? Oh, okay, now and August. Okay, I need to lose a stone in weight between now and August. Interestingly enough, I was looking at a website about low-fat foods because for some reason I'm convinced I eat a lot of high-fat foods. And when I looked at this website, I'm not. That's just it. I don't eat mounds of cheese and biscuits and cakes and crisps. I have the occasional bag of crisps. The very, very, very occasional biscuit. I hardly eat any of these things. I do eat a lot of fruit. No, that's a lie. I do eat a lot of vegetables. I eat some fruits. But then I have bran flakes for breakfast with my blueberries. Yesterday I had loads of vegetables and a couple of baked potatoes with a bit of cheese. Not a bit of cheese. Now, I say a bit of cheese, okay? I don't have that every day. I don't even have it every week. Just a bit of cheese here and there. So I don't understand where all this weight is coming from. It might be the pills that I take in the usually in the afternoon. So I must ask the doctor about that, if there's a side effect there of putting on weight, dear. Well, I can't just have to take the pills. Won't take the pills. Have to die instead. Better to die thin than be alive fat, perhaps. Do you reckon? Oh, maybe not. Anyway. Zach says, let's have a look. I want to meet. I will do my. I'll tell you what, Zach. I will. Okay, got to send you something now, Zach. One moment, please. Right, right. You should have that. Okay. Now I'm. When am I in Sydney? I'm going to tell you when I'm in Sydney. It all gets very complicated here. Now let me just check my Norfolk Air flight. Here we go. I'm in Sydney from the 14th of January. No, the 13th of January, the 14th and the 15th, okay? On the 16th, I fly to Norfolk Island. And then I'm back on the 17th. No, I'm... Oh, what does this say? I'm back on the... Oh, there it is. I'm back on the 30th of January until the 2nd of February. So not long. Okay, you want the last bit, Zach? Yes, it will. It will work in Australia. Okay, so that's the dates we want there. Somewhere there, Zach. All right. Let's see. What did I say? Okay, so Monday the 28th, Tuesday the 1st of Feb, or Wednesday the 2nd of Feb. One of those three. Sort one of those three out and I'll jump on the train and meet you halfway or something like that, okay? Please don't make me sit on a train for 3 hours for a subway. That's a long way to go for lunch, isn't it, old bean? Okay, there we go. Good morning to Merlin. Morning, Merlin. Who says, yes, meds I'm on make me fat. To stop taking them to look good is my plan. Is it better to die thin than be fat? I don't know, because if I stop taking them, I'm afraid I will. It'll be a long, drawn-out process, but I will. That's what will happen. I'm not quite sure of that. Mike Cullen says, I go to Iceland. Mike goes to Iceland. Mike goes to Iceland. Do you know, it used to be called B-Jams. Why did they change the name from B-Jams to Iceland? Eh? Mike goes to Iceland for microwave meals. They are classed as high in fats. I rarely eat cereals. I have toast and peanut butter, but peanut butter is high in protein, but high in fat. Yeah, but Mike, you're not fat. Mike eats all this crap and is not fat. How annoying is that? It's not fair. It's not fair. Oh dear. So my New Year's resolution will be to lose a stone before, what did I say? A stone before August. Actually, it's bad news at the moment because I was trying on, I've got some, I started packing my case yesterday. I actually leave next Tuesday, but there's been too many times where I've left it until the day, and I don't want to do all this rushing around anymore. So I started packing my case, and I pulled out of the cupboard some of my brand new short-sleeved shirts that I bought last year. Do you remember I went out on a little bit of a clothing spend with my best friend Ron? He knows all about these fashion things. I'm no good at fashion or anything like that, okay? He knows us. Anyway, so I bought all these shirts last week, and I tried a couple of them yesterday, and they're tight round the stomach. And that's before the holiday. This is the thing. This is before... they're tight round the stomach before I go on holiday. I think that's really bad news. Don't you? I mean, if I'm like that now, what's it going to be like when I come back, for God's sake? Although I have to say, I do tend to lose weight on holidays. I don't know how I manage it, to be honest. Although I've got quite a few meetings planned with various different members of the family, mainly, and hopefully Zach as well, while I'm out there. So fingers crossed, that I won't... Zach, if you see this fat thing stumbling off the train... That would be me. With a cup of tea in one hand and a bacon and tomato sandwich in the other hand. Lovely. So that's one. My other New Year's resolution is to sort out a little work thing. There's a little work thing that has been niggling on at me for ages and ages now, and I'm going to sort that out. And I'm going to sort that out quickly. I've decided I'm going to sort out that little work thing quickly. That's all I will say on that one. I'll sort out the little work thing quickly. So they are my two New Year's resolutions, which I've just come up to now. So that's it. So the Case has started being packed. I think I've got all the paperwork in there. Got my spare pills, got my asthma thing. I've packed so far T-shirts. See, the thing is, I don't take a very large suitcase on holiday. I don't understand these people. Well, I did it myself. On the first 2 visits I did to Australia. One was 3 weeks, one was 5 weeks a few years ago. I took the most enormous case. I mean, it really was. And it was so heavy. And I was, not only that, I was travelling around Australia, Canberra, Queensland, Melbourne, travelling around with this great big blooming case. And after the second time I did that, I swore I never want to take a blooming big case again. There's nothing wrong with wearing a T-shirt 3 or 4 times, is there? When you go into that, you know, you don't need coats or anything like that. You literally wear shorts all the time. 1 pair of jeans, that's all you need. The rest of the time it's shorts. I mean, it's so much easier. And I now take a case that I suppose is just over half the size of the case that I used to take. I mean, to be honest, the case was mainly full up with cameras and recording equipment and all that. I don't take that anymore. I probably just take 1 camera and maybe my little recording gadget. And it's so much easier. The last thing you want is to be humping around this enormous case, especially now. I mean, it's very different to when I first went, because now you've got all these baggage restrictions. These airlines do not want you to take bags of any sorts, if the truth be known. I mean, it's not so bad on the big flight going out there, that's fair enough. But on the short internal flights, they only want you to take about 25 kilos in weight. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I don't have that problem anymore. I've downsized the size of the case. It's a hell of a lot easier to move around. Ronnie, my best mate, goes mad. He says, how can you go on? And he looks at this case and he says, where's the rest of it? I said, that's it. He don't understand it. Because he goes on holiday. He's got about 5 cases for 3 days holiday. He has. And you want to see, I shouldn't really tell you this, he'd kill me. But he takes 2 carrier bags full of things for his face and sprays and all this business. I've got 1 tin of antiperspirant in there and some shaving foam and some shampoo. That's it. That is my entire thing of toiletries. Shower gel, toothpaste, 1 spray under the arm thing, antiperspirant, and that's it. That's all you need. It's mad taking half the house with you, isn't it? So I was doing that, we did that. He came over Tuesday, and at last I've bought the paint, ready for my home to be decorated while I'm away. He's moving in, literally the day I go, and the day after I have gone, the decorator man, very nice chap, Michael, who doesn't rip me off, I've used him, he actually decorated the Mirable studio where I am now. And he'll be coming on the day after and decorating I think it's 3 rooms. 3 rooms and like the entrance room, which is very small. He's going to do all that decorating while I'm away, and when I come home, it'll all be done. So I've left him the money for that, and I left him a bit of extra. The trouble is, Ron he gets these visions in his head. You know, I've asked him to supervise the paint. Then he starts talking about new handles for the kitchen cupboards. And there's nothing wrong with the old ones, but he says they look old-fashioned. And I'm like, leave the handles, leave them alone. He said, I've seen some nice curtains for the bathroom, for the kitchen and the living room. And there's nothing wrong with the curtains that are hanging up. You know, you close the curtains, they block out the light. What else do you want these blooming things to do? Oh, but they don't match. Who cares if they don't match? They block out the light. He said they look like something from a cheap Carribean holiday resort. My curtains in the kitchen. I mean, I suppose, you know, I did go to St. Lucia once for a holiday. And I must say, now that I think about it, they do look a bit like that. They're very bright and colourful. Nice yellow with splashes of red and green. I think they look lovely. He says they look like something from a cheap Caribbean holiday resort. How rude is that? So he starts going on about that. And then he says, a wooden floor would be... do you mind? I don't want a wooden floor. I like carpets. As it happens, the spare bedroom is being done as one of the rooms, and I will be getting a carpet for in there. Oh, yes, but not yet. It's not going to be a wooden floor. I said to him, look, walls and ceilings, that's all I've asked you to supervise. He said, yeah, but the handles, I've got this dreadful... I've left him some extra money in case there's anything else that needs to be done. I've got a feeling all this is going to be spent and things are going to be changed. Oh, mind you, I'm not too worried. I just don't see the point in spending money on something if something is still functioning correctly. The curtains still pull across, the handles still open the kitchen doors. Why do we need new ones? You know, even the gold leaf. I think it's gold leaf. You know the handles in the kitchen, and they're like gold colour, aren't they? Well, they're just basically bits of plastic with a bit of gold stuck on. Is that gold leaf, lovey? I'm sure it must be. I just don't see the point. If they're still working, why change them anyway? So that's done. Bought the paints, done that. We then went for a carvery afterwards. This is on Tuesday. And I have to say, disappointed. The first time I've been disappointed. Now, this was the Toby Carvery in Caversham. Now, you can't, as always, you couldn't fault the food. Right? I've never been to a Toby Carvery and have faulted the food. It's good quality, basic food. Roast beef, turkey, ham, baked potatoes, peas, carrots, swede, Yorkshire pudding. You know the sort of thing, right? But apparently, according to the waiter, we paid for it in the wrong area, right? Basically, we went in the front door, okay? I went straight up to the bar. 2 carveries, please. There was a foreign bloke on there, but very nice. I don't know where he was from. You could hear the accent. Very nice man. He said, okay, told us how much it was, ordered 2 drinks. I had a cup of tea. I think Ron had a Coke, because neither of us really drink. And we took he gives us knives and forks, which I thought was a bit strange actually, because the knives and forks are already on the table, so I don't know why that was. He gave us the receipt to go and get the carvery, and off we went, and we went into the restaurant area and sat down. Right, we sat down, we took our drinks over as well. We then went over and got the carvery and sorted our bits and pieces, then sat down there and ate it. This other bloke was wandering around. Again, I think he was English, of Asian appearance. And after we finished the meal, we always have this discussion that do we really want a pudding? Because we're already stuffed. To be honest, we're already stuffed. We don't really need an ice cream. Oh, by the way, have I given you the email address today? I don't think I have. The email address of the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co. Is that working? Yes. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, the email address, okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So, we have this discussion, I shouldn't really have just an ice cream, and then he picks up the thing and he says, I might as well have these. He had Belgian waffles with ice cream. That's what he wanted. So, excuse me, and we called this waiter over. He said, yes. I said, can we order some puddings, please? No, you'll have to go to the bar. And he said this in a stern way. It wasn't nice. It wasn't pleasant. You'll have to go to the bar because that's where you ordered your meals. Oh, well, we're sitting here. Do you not bring it over to here? No, you'll have to go to the bar. He said that you shouldn't really be sitting here. Well, why not? Well, because you bought the food at the bar. If you were to come to the till here, well, we didn't know that. Well, you'll have to go to the bar. Oh, right, okay. And after he walked off, I thought, how bloody rude were you? I mean, how are we supposed to know what part of there's no door in between one side and the other. You know, it's all open plan. How the hell were we supposed to know to go and sit in a certain area? No one told us. There's not a sign up anywhere like that. And I'm quite peeved about that. Of course, it goes without saying we did not leave him a tip. I went to the bar and ordered my thing. I said to the barman, "What's his problem?" He said, "What?" He said, "Well, he told us we're sitting in the wrong place." And I have been there before. So very, very disappointed with the service in the... I mean, if we were sitting in the wrong place, so what? We are customers. It's the same door to go in this particular place. Whichever side you go through the same door. It says Toby Carvery above the door. Don't give me that one side is separate from the other. If you want to do that, put a blooming wall in between it. I'm not happy with that service at all. I was going to write a letter. I should write a letter, really. We'd probably get a couple of vouchers or something. I can't be bothered, to be honest. So probably won't go there then. That's the Toby Carvery in Caversham. Completely different, of course, from the Toby Carvery in Slough that I've been to, and the one in Watford, and the one in, I think it's Farnborough. I think it was Farnborough, the other one. Where the staff, although rather sparse, they seem to run these places on skeleton staff, really. But nevertheless, they've always been pleasant at these places. But this way, he was miserable. He was miserable. And I thought, why are you doing this job? You know, don't tell a... You're basically telling us off for sitting in the wrong area. I'm not having any of that. Yeah, I still think I should write a letter on that one. So that was rather disappointed, the Toby Carvery there. Righty-ho, some messages coming in. Merlin says, you need matching curtains. What will the neighbours say? You don't really think I'm bothered about what neighbours say, do you? They're not bothered about my curtains. They know I'm a nice person. All my neighbours are wonderful here. Now, let me see. We've got Pearl at the end with her husband. He's a minicab driver. He's only just got his minicab back. It slid on ice. Yeah, when we had all the ice on the floor and that down here, he had a bit of an accident on ice, and his cab has just come back. He's got one of those Fiat cabs, like Fiat with a big bit on the back that you can walk into. Very good, nice family there. We've got Tim, who's next to him. A couple of years ago, he had a heart attack. Lovely man, and he's got those what are they called? Starlins, those pills for people with heart attacks. No, it's not Starlins, is it? Statins, that's it. He's got statins. He has statins every day. That seems to be keeping him awake rather nicely. Next to me, we've got David and Karen, two lovely people who look after my cat while I'm away usually, put down food. All nice neighbours here. Very, very lucky indeed. And they wouldn't worry about my curtains. I'm always very quiet. They can't actually hear me do the show in this room, in this bedroom. In this mirable studio, in this spare bedroom, they can't hear. Zach says, knock 'em dead, Chris, knock 'em dead. What, those people there? Oh, it's shocking. Do you think I should write a letter to the Toby Carvery in Caversham? I think I should. Zach says, on the subject of your case, get the one with wheels. Well, they've got wheels. But when you've got a great big case and you're trying to carry it downstairs, it's not easy. I'm not taking big cases anymore. It's mad. Probably, actually, Zach, if I manage to get round to meeting up with you, probably... that'll be towards the end of my holiday. So by the time you're seeing me, I'll probably have a T-shirt on that I've worn 10 times, and it will be minging. Oh, you'll have to have a can of air freshener handy to spray it in front of me as don't walk behind me in a downwind. Okay, because all my clothes will be You don't think I'm going to wash clothes on holiday, do you? Absolutely not. I haven't gone on holiday to wash clothes. And no, I'm not giving them to the hotel dry cleaning. Do you know how much that costs? It's too expensive. It's too expensive. Merlin says, my mum always judges people by their curtains. Can see why she has no friends. Merlin, well, look, can I tell you, the curtains, the ones he's referring to, are yellow with, like, green. They're very, very bright. And they are the sort of thing that you would find in a cheap hotel in Barbados. They really are. It's true. Mike says, do you ever get recognised when you go to other places then, Chris? What sort of question is that? Of course, dear, of course. People are queuing up, waiting for me to leave the airport. Oh, it's terrible. It's embarrassing, really. You know, you've got all these other people coming off the plane and they're walking. And then I get off and screams of girls. Screams of girls. They come running towards the plane. They had to have extra security when I come off that plane, you know. They come running towards a plane with their little books, hoping to get a little signed autograph. You know, best wishes, Chris Reardon, UK, something like that. It's terrible. And then there's all the other people, you know, that think they're going to get looked at, and they don't. They're all looking at me. They're all looking at me. There's nothing wrong with my... Zach says, I know what to get for your birthday. Don't buy me a set of curtains. I'm quite happy with the curtains I've got. He's got a cheek, hasn't he? Merlin says at least they're not branded Travel Lodge. If they aren't nailed down, they are mine to take. That's the rules. That's I'm actually going to a Travel Lodge in Sydney this time. I've never stayed at a Travel Lodge, believe it or not. They're basic. That's all you need. A bed, a shower and a telly. That's all you need in a room. And that's it. Can we do some emails, please? Here we go. Let's have a quick look here. Righty-ho. Hello to James. These ones came in just before the new year, actually. James says, Hi, Chris. Glad that your Christmas turned out okay. Yes, it did, in the end. And that Ron is okay too now. Yes, he's completely now recovered from the swine flu. With reference to the borders of London, do you remember we were saying someone lived in Bromley, and I said, I'm sure that's in Kent. I'm sure Bromley is in Kent. Anyway, he says, with reference to the borders of London, London Borough of Bromley borders on the London Borough of Bexley, where I live, and Bromley is like Bexley. Bits of it have London postcodes, and bits of it have Kent postcodes. But the council is a London council and comes under the brolly of Mayor of London. Oh, isn't he wonderful? What's his name? Boris. We love Bojo. Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London. Mad as a hatter. Boris Johnson is a real personality. This is what we need in politics. Some real personalities. Not these, you know, these well-groomed young things like Tony Blair was. And what is that in Ed Milliband? He's a weird one. He's the leader of the Labour Party here. He's just weird. I don't understand how he became the leader of the Labour Party. He's just strange, isn't he? Don't you think he looks like he's dropped out of a spaceship somewhere? On the other hand, his brother, who didn't win, David Milliband, he was a little bit too clean cut for me. Dare I say, he looked a bit gay, didn't he? Of course he isn't. I think he's married and all, but he looked very, very gay, David Milliband. He was just dressed too perfectly. Mind you, I was married once. So you don't know, do you? David, are you sure you've taken the right route? That's the question. Oh dear, but we like the Mayor of London. We do like the Mayor of London. He's just a nutter. He says, comes under the brolly of the Mayor of London. This change of London, Kent's boundary, were made in the 60s. I'm sure you can research somewhere like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a good place to start, but never take what you see there as you know, as word. Because there can be some terrible mistakes. Anyone can really go on there and edit it. That's the only thing with Wikipedia. He says, or your local library. Keep up with the shows and have a nice new year, from James. Thank you, James. Don't forget, I am away on holiday from next Thursday. I will be here Saturday. Okay? I'll be here for Saturday's show. Will I be here for Tuesday's show? I'm not sure if I'm going to be here Tuesday morning or not. It might be... I'm not sure if I'm going to be here Tuesday morning. I will try and be here Tuesday morning, okay? Oh, some more messages coming in here. Sorry, I'll read these out as they come in on the Skype. We have a Skype as well. If you're with us live, then you can join in on Skype. Once again, check your clock. It needs to be January the 6th of... Thursday the 6th of January 2011. At the moment, it's coming up to 20 minutes to 12 o'clock. If that's the time where you are now, then you are with us live. If it's any other time, you're with recording. But if that's the time now, you're with us live. You can join in by Skype. Our Skype username is all one word, United Kingdom Radio. United Kingdom Radio is the Skype username. Okay? There's also a phone number as well, 020 3287 1488. 020 3287 1488. By the way, can someone help me here? Is there a way of backing up all your contacts on Skype? Just wondered that. Does anyone know if you can back up all your contacts on Skype? So, say for example, you wanted to change your Skype username. Could you then change the username, okay, set up another account and import all those contacts? Is that possible? If anyone knows the answer to that, please let us know. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Merlin says, all MPs are gay, they just don't know it. Oh, I hope not. Oh, my God. Can you imagine someone like Ken Clark hanging around and trying to chat you up? Or Neil Kinnock. Someone like that. Or even Ed Milliband. Just because you're young doesn't mean you're good looking, does it? Eh? Or that people... He's just a strange-looking person. I think he's from another planet. Completely, that one. I'm sure he was in an episode of Doctor Who once. Zach says, I was actually thinking of the air freshener, but now you mention it. Yeah, bring an air freshener when you see me, Zach, okay? Because I will have had the... I definitely will have had the T-shirt on a few times. Mind you, I might go shopping. Do you know, I tell you what, Zach, is there any cheap clothes shops where you are? I like cheap clothes shops. Huh? Andrew says, hi Chris, on the subject of straight politicians who look gay, what about David Cameron and Nick Clegg, who look like the first gay couple to run Britain? Well, of course, I reckon they're holding hands under the table. I think it's shocking. I reckon they all go to dinner together with their wives, and under the table, they're either holding hands or playing footsie. I'm sure it's going on. David and Nick, we love them. We absolutely love them. I do anyway. I love that relationship that's going on there. It's wonderful, dear. Wonderful. Thank you, Andrew, who's up there in Aberdeen. Yes, indeed. Stephen has just been to the UK and he says, listen, boy, this has been a really uneventful trip to the UK. I haven't been anywhere or seen anything. Well, open you up. What did you do? Sit in your hotel room all that time? Come on, Stephen, you've got to get out there and do something. You've got to get out there and do something. You can't just arrive in the country and expect things to happen. I mean, it does for me, obviously, being a huge international celebrity that I am. But for you, you've got to go out there and find it. He's at his parents'. Stephen was at his parents'. Well, maybe that's the problem. Next time, book into a hotel room. Merlin wants to know, are they Klingons? What, the politicians? Probably. I expect they are Klingons. It's all very worrying. Good morning to Mark, who was at the karaoke last night in Borough. Thank you, Mark, for coming down. We missed Blakey last night, one of the regular karaoke people. We don't know what's happened to him. It was a bit of a quieter night last night, which is understandable after the New Year's Eve celebrations and all that. But nevertheless, a very good evening indeed it was. Very, very good evening. And Mark says, hi Chris, enjoying your show and enjoy your holiday, Aussie Day in Oz. How nice, from the original Blues Brothers. Mark does Blues Brothers songs at karaoke night, and he's seriously, he's really good at it. If he was no good, I just wouldn't say anything. So believe me, he's really good at doing that. Okay, at the karaoke. Now a little package has arrived, and a rather late Christmas card. A nice little card with pictures, I believe, of baby robins on the front. Baby robins, and it says, Chris, with warm wishes from Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. And Lisa is in the US of A, who have, incidentally, some... Let me just check this. Yep. Oh, she's got her. Let me just remove her address from there, because we don't want you seeing that. I have to say, the American Christmas stamps are very colourful this year. We've got, what have we got on there? There's a picture of some blue bird, some little blue bird on this envelope, and at the top, there's just 3 stamps. I think they're flowers on there, and they say love, and it's all very nice, really. The American Christmas stamp. So thank you very much for that, Lisa. It only came yesterday, but we had a lot of trouble with the post and what have you. All right. Now Suko has sent in a little parcel, so this is quite exciting. Now usually Suko sends me tins of baked beans. Suko's in New York. She does a show here on United Kingdom Radio and is always complaining that she's not got enough listeners. She's never happy. She goes on and on. Oh, I haven't got any listeners. You have got listeners, dear. Stop moaning and just get on with it, dear. I can't stand people that moan all the time. There's always people moaning about things. Why is that? Suko, get on with it, dear. Your show's lovely. We love you. Now get on with it and stop moaning. Oh, I've got no listeners. Stop it, dear. Now, Suko is live here on United Kingdom Radio on Sundays at 5 o'clock UK time in the afternoon. Now, let's see what this is. Ooh! Oh, I know what this is. Without even opening it, she has sent me some of her homemade cookies. Yes. Oh, there's a letter. Oh, I wonder if there's a cheque in here. How exciting. Oh, how disappointing. Just a photograph. Oh, yes, isn't she beautiful? It's a picture of her daughter in the most beautiful, is it mauve or purple costume. Her daughter is a dancer, a ballet dancer, and a very good one from the sounds of things. And the picture is of her daughter dancing in front of a rather wonderful Christmas tree. And it's lovely. Beautiful, beautiful picture that is. Thank you for that, Suko. Let's just put that up there. Apparently that bird is a kingfisher. Thank you for that one, Stephen. And she sends me, oh, look, little chocolates and, I must just, oh, little round cookies. Oh, I must have one now. Oh, Suko. They are the most delicious cookies. They're like little snowballs. They're round, with icing sugar on the top. Thank you for those, Suko. What a shame I can't share these with you. Never mind, I'll eat one for you later. Okay? They are delicious. I wonder, Zach, if I put some in the... Oh, no, I'm not allowed to bring food into Australia, am I? Oh, what a shame. I'll have to finish them all before I come. Merlin says, I thought you were trying to lose weight. Well, I am trying to lose weight. What am I supposed to do with things that people send me in? I can't chuck them away. That's just rude. It's just rude. Moment on the lips, forever on the hips. You haven't got to tell me about that, Merlin. I can see that from your own personal photograph, dear. Eh? Zach says there are Kmart's and Big W's that have decent clothes at good prices, or we might have to go on a little shopping. We might have to go on a little shopping spree. Hello to Anthony. Oh, I'm just going to cough 1 minute. Hello to Anthony, who writes, hello, mate. Hope I didn't take up too much of your show on the previous show. I know how busy you get. And how many people to subscribe on all the other inputs via the net. Inputs, yeah. Well, you can listen to this show, you can watch it, it's on various different platforms. Deb, he says, the wife, and Kirsty, daughter number 3, aged 20, love the show. Is she married yet? I do weddings, always looking to make a fast buck. I do weddings. Mention United Kingdom Radio, and I will come and DJ at your wedding with a huge 2% discount. I mean, how generous am I? Love the show with the names on the audio feed. I've added your email, add to this box, so expect the odd mail from me too, but I'll try and get to watch you live from now with a faster feed. He's got 8 meg! 8 meg! I've got 50. No. Feel free to Skype if I'm on. Probably in the shed, workshop. I'm building a pair of bookshelf hi-fi speakers at the moment. And he says that's real hi-fi, not the high street stereotype. Chat soon, and that's from Tony. Yeah, it was nice to hear from you, Tony, the other day, my friend. Once again, boys and girls, thank you for downloading my non-stop music mixes. I say there's a new one every week. There should be a new one this week, and that'll be it for 3 weeks, I'm afraid. If you want to try one of those, it's an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop music. Okay, I usually make a new one of those every week. You can find those at chrisreardonshow.co.uk. They are 80 pence, those. Okay, the price of those goes towards the running cost of this station. It don't get anywhere near what it is, but nevertheless it makes a little dent in there. Okay, once again, my non-stop music mixes available from chrisreardonshow.co.uk, 80 pence, chrisreardonshow.co.uk. All right, what have we got? 10 minutes. All righty, Mike, I'm all over the place now, aren't I? I'm kind of trying to time this right now. Mike says, I spoke to a young lady on Ustream last night called Angela. Oh, that's a nice name, isn't it? Angela. She does relationship-based talk shows. I mentioned the station and she wants me to get back in touch with her. Would you be interested in taking the show? She's based in Jersey, USA. Yes, we would. That sounds like a good one. We've been looking for someone who does agony. We think a good agony aunt type programme, something like that. Someone who can give help on relationships and all that business. So, yeah, I like the sound of that, Mike. Like the sound of that very much, sir. Okay? 2 other people actually have got in contact with the show who are interested in doing shows here on United Kingdom Radio. So, hopefully something will come of that. Whether or not we get that moving before I go away, I'm not quite sure. Because I do like to be here, at least for the first show, just in case anything goes wrong. I'm just going to blow my nose. It's all right. I'll cut the microphone out so you won't hear me. 1 second. There we are. That's better. I haven't got a cold. Stop worrying. My auntie, my lovely auntie, Brenda, Auntie Brenda. She's the one who lost her husband, my uncle, last year with the who had the brain tumour. You can't talk to her on the phone if you cough. Oh, have you got a cold? No, you can't cough or sneeze or anything when you're on the phone to Auntie Brenda. Because she automatically assumes that you've got a cold or something like that. Jennifer writes, Happy New Year to you and all your listening family, she says. My word, the holiday season is almost over. I've been so busy and I'm ready for a good break. Yeah, me too. That's why I go in January now. My book supplier has been calling me almost every other day for a load pickup, and I have books stuffed everywhere. I even got a friend involved into selling books, and his home too is stuffed with books. I need to get these books processed for selling because they are taking up room in my dining room and can't possibly have those while we have our Christmas dinner. She sent this just before Christmas. Oh dear, it's that question. How is your weight? Oh. All right, well, I weighed myself just before I came out. It's now 13 stone 5. It's gone up a bit. I can't believe all the garbage I have eaten this holiday season. Tons and tons of chocolates, cookies, pies. I would just love to have a salad and find myself craving some green veggies. Yeah, I do find that, actually. Although I don't... You know, over when I'm at my sister's, I don't think they really eat as much vegetables as I do. And I do actually find myself craving vegetables by the time I get home. I mean, I should just come back home and have a plate of carrots and peas, really, shouldn't I? Huh? I'll be cooking a turkey dinner this year. We just had Boston Market catered here at the Cookie Tree. I'd like to load up on meat. Unfortunately, all the veggies they sent are white and yellow, full of carbs to slow you down. What do you mean by that? Are not all vegetables good then? She's saying full of carbs. What vegetables? Oh, I don't really know. Tell me more about that, Jennifer. I just assume that all vegetables and all fruit is good. Surely. Well, it must be better than that processed stuff, isn't it? I would have thought. Oh. Anyway, she says, oh my gosh, I just heard Fag Ashley's Christmas vocal message. I nearly fell out of my chair. She is so funny. Now, have I still got that? I don't think I've still got that on here. Let me have a quick look. Fag Ashley's message, I think, has gone. Yeah, it's gone. It's played and gone. Sorry, I can't give that one to you again, my darling. All right. She says, poor Ronnie, when he had swine flu, why in the world would they need to do a blood gas? I don't know. That sounds worse than having an epidural. Or blood gas isn't a really very pleasant thing. They have to put a needle right into the arm and get that. Holy cow, was it confirmed to be swine flu? Yes, it was. But he also had some sort of bacterial infection on there as well. About 2 years ago, Jennifer says, my husband came down from a visit from Oklahoma when he was returning home. He ended up catching the regular flu in the airport somewhere. He ended up dehydrating and wound up in the hospital himself. He doesn't remember much of it or how he got there. Then, approximately a month after recovering from flu, he came down with the swine flu. Sounds like he was quite unlucky there. He said the swine flu wasn't as bad as everyone had made out to be. Believe me. I was a basket case for a while because at times it was impossible to get hold of him since he lived on the ranch and phone reception was spotty at best. You see, all this business of swine flu and that, I think it affects people in different ways, you know. I really do, you know. Some people, it knocks them for six, as it did with my best mate. I mean, it really did knock him for six. He thought he was a goner. Other people cough, you know, a little bit of a cough and a sneeze. That's it. He managed to get a flu shot last year and remained healthy, but hasn't managed to find the time to get one this year. Oh, it doesn't. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. It takes 5 minutes to get a flu injection. That's all it takes, 5 minutes. He's probably afraid of needles. Is he afraid of needles? I would like to get a flu shot, but as I was about to get the injection, the doctor asked if I was allergic to several ingredients, and I was. Thermosol. Thermosol. Isn't that something you... I thought that was something you put in your shoes to keep your feet warm in the winter. Thermosol. Is it? This ingredient used to be in contact lens solutions, and my eyes would burn for a few minutes when I put them in. And then the tears would flow from my eyes, would literally burn my skin. Oh, that's not good, is it? You're not putting the wrong thing... You're not putting bleach in your eyes by accident, are you, by any chance? So for about an hour, my eyes would have these red marks that looked like tears. So he stopped the injection and refused to give me the shot. Apparently, I might have gone into anaphylactic shock and possibly died. Well, thank God you didn't, dear. So let's pray I never get the flu again, because older makes one have a hard go at getting it. Anyway, I hope Ronnie's recovered. Yes, he has. He's out now. In fact, I'm going over there later to have my hair cut for my holiday, because it's growing through. It must look nice. It must look as nice as possible. As for the kids, they were eating in the store. I used to work in a local grocery, and then at the end of the day, we had to go through all the aisles and front the shelves by pulling everything forward and cleaning them out, because customers would shove things in the wrong places. And let me tell you, the empty packages and opened items was astounding. What people eating as they're going round the shop? Shocking. Shock horror. Many times we'd come across open cookies, candy, chips, and since they were staring us in the face, we'd eat it as well since they were already opened. You naughty girl! The good thing for the store is that I are able to send the open packages back to the vendor and get credit. However, being that I now work for a company that supplies food to the grocers, we end up getting a lot of these credits, and you would be amazed at the amount of thievery that goes on. Is that why stuff is so expensive? Because people are thieving stuff all the time. Is that why? And we wonder why prices are so damn high. It's the thieves that make companies increase prices to make up for those losses they incur. Anyway, I must be going. I hope you and all your listeners have a very Merry Christmas. Yes, we did indeed. And a safe and happy New Year. And that's from the lovely Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Always a pleasure to hear from you. These, do you know, I'm going to have another one of these cookies with my cup of tea as soon as I finish the show in a minute. Lee Mills, I believe, is up here. Do you know, my throat is... it's a good job I'm finishing now because my throat is just all clogged up. Lee Mills is with you on the watch button straight after me, UnitedKingdomRadio.co.uk. The main website for this particular show is UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Two quick messages coming in here. Mark writes, Chris, thanks for saying I'm fantastic. You are a really good singer, Mark. And you go the extra mile. You wear the suit, the hat, the whole lot. It's fantastic. He says, and you haven't got the flu, have you, after all? No, there's no flu here. I have the injection every year, you see. Mike says carbs are things like pasta bread, rice and potatoes and turnips. Have I got to cut all those out as well? There'd be nothing left to eat, dear. Nothing. Time for me to go. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks very much for watching and listening today. I'll be back with you Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock UK time. Have a good day. Lee after 12. Bye-bye.